All right, welcome to the show, everyone. I'm on my phone, so I can't do the intro like I normally do. Can't share this out like how I normally do, but that's okay. That is okay. Be a little bit before we get some people in here. Beautiful day here today. Yesterday, yesterday was a high of 90, but we had 100% humidity because we had thunderstorms. Um, Not yesterday, but the day before, and oh, it was so hot and unbearable. Like that humidity. We are not used to that humidity. Hey, AVA. Good morning. Good morning, Kathy. Good to see you all. Um, yeah, it was not fun. I ended up jumping in the hot tub with no heat on. Turned it off because got up to 101, so I turned it off and it started cooling down again. And it was probably like 90 when I got in, and that was a good way to cool down. Good morning, Stacy. Got to bounce? That's okay. Okay. No worries, AVA. No worries. That's AVA looking for a new house. My one buddy, he was trying to do his VA home loan, and they were all in the process. They were about ready to go into contract on the house, and then the VA hit him with, "Oh, you got double paid for 3 years," which isn't the case. Um, he got a little bit more money for about 18 months, but it really wasn't that big of a deal. But it's just the VA. They will, when it comes to them, they can do whatever they want. But when it comes to us, oh no, you have to follow the strict letter of the law. And so he's fighting all the money they're trying to take. Yep, double tap the screen. I appreciate that. I So I don't know if you guys saw the other night. If you're in the fake group, I had posted that my home was raided by Interpol and my emotional support animal was taken from me. Need to get to 620. Um, let's pull your credit score. Get with me. We'll pull your credit score. We'll start looking at stuff. See what we can do. There is a couple like credit things for veterans out there. Um, Good morning, Paul. I was listening to Paul last night. But yeah, so Interpol raided my house and they took my emotional support animal. Not Glory. Glory is my service dog. And Interpol has no jurisdiction in the United States. And that's why I posted that because Spawny was out there telling people that he reported me to Interpol and that Glory is my emotional support animal. Yeah, neither of them is true. Oh, Mike lies. Mike lies. Yeah, he literally has said that. And yeah, I haven't lied to anybody. Uh, like, oh no, Interpol. Like, Interpol has no jurisdiction in the United States. If you do a crime that's considered a crime by Interpol and it's one that the U.S. recognizes, the FBI will arrest you. Captain Cabald. Yeah, I don't know where that came from, but that's what people were talking about. I did get that. Hey, Giga Chad. But yeah, and I laughed that he called Glory my emotional support animal, and then last week he did a whole thing on my cock's long. Hey, have you seen my cock's long? Anyone? That old bit. I love it. I love when people do that. So thank you so much, Chad. I love when people come in and they try to do that. I think that's hilarious. Hey, there's Tommy, headed to court. What do you got, jury duty? Are you suing somebody? Is this? Oh, it could be the thing with your father-in-law. Let me know if it is. If it's private matter, go ahead. You don't have to tell. I don't need all the information. You can keep things private. Some people just want to know what's going on in everybody's life. Hello, my friend. It's good to see you again. Oh, thank you, GigaChat. Also, you'll see I've got a phone number in the bottom. I love it when I get prank phone calls. So feel free to pass that around. Um, but yeah, I still laugh about that. And then, you know, Spony he was over in Gen Thunder and Redneck Mafia, this stream that they do, um, trying to trying to parlay and bridge the gap, find out what like wh- why is this happening? And it was all woe is me. Skipper lied about my service. Well, did I? Because I have no proof that he's a veteran. And he was. I hope I'm the chill when I'm your age. The chill comes with age. To be honest, I am too old. I'm 46 now. I am too old to be running around doing the stuff I used to do. Yeah, right. That voicemail, the kid said he was my dad. That was funny. Um, but yeah, he was doing a oh woe is me. Skipper lied. Skipper does this, and like everyone was telling him in the stream, like he'd just done 10 hours of live streaming in 48 hours. So 38 hours of his life was not dedicated to me. 10 hours was. Yeah, I don't think he's a veteran. If he is a veteran, he was discharged under some questionable stuff, is what I think. But yeah, so he was woe is me, pity party, and everyone thinks. And then what did he do yesterday? Immediately was making posts about me. Um, all the things that people told him, hey, if you stop this, everything will go away. But see, he's got a mental illness, and that was those 10 hours. That was a straight cry for help. They were saying HG was in the hospital, but Lynette said she was said H. You know what it probably was? She probably had to go to the doctor, and so Lynette has to embellish everything, and oh, that meant she was in the hospital. It's ridiculous. But yeah, Spawny. Oh, Skipper's saying stuff about me. He said all these things are not true, and then all of a sudden, then starts doing posts talking all about how I'm responsible for other people. Where is Yoda? Where is this person? Like, I'm not responsible for anybody. Like, I'm responsible for me. And I get that they're him and his cronies like Gail blame me for a bunch of stuff. I don't care. Blame me. I'm not involved in it, but go ahead and blame me if that's what you need to sleep at night. Well, his real name is Scott M. Taylor, and he does live in Southampton, UK. I don't know if we can get any of his documents. And to be honest, I really don't care. Uh, but I think if you're gonna do a show, and I hold myself to this, if you do a show all about your veteran status, you should post proof of it. 100%. We've had enough stolen valor people out there, but he won't post proof of it because he wants to stay anonymous, and he wants to stay anonymous so he can attack people. He he just wants to attack people with impunity. He went through Bruce's divorce, which is a real scumbag move. Um, like that has nothing to do with the what the hell's case. Oh, thank you, Robin. I appreciate that. And good morning to you. Yeah, going through like that was happening in the fake group yesterday. There was a woman in there who was she was doing things about lips and posting like links and stuff to her daughter. Her daughter's not involved in any of this stuff. Mom might be crazy, but the daughter could be perfectly normal and just want to be left alone. That's wrong to bring people in. I have a friend in the UK and he was in the service. Okay. No need to blame Jeremy, right? Veterans have each other's back. I don't know what his deal is. Yeah, I can tell you what his deal is. He's admitted he's got PTSD and he won't go for therapy. I have PTSD. I go for therapy. Look, we've got Chad in here talking about how chill I am. I don't get mad about stuff. Like very much in control. If something bothers me, I definitely won't be on a live. Like, and you're not going to see me doing lots of live streaming. Look, he did those 10 hours of live streaming. He ended it 2 days ago. Nothing from me. I went on with my life. I can talk about it now. Doesn't bother me. Like, I'm not emotional about it. It was wrong because the daughter asked to remove it. Well, the daughter should not have even been brought in. But yeah, you're 100% correct, Stacy. Like, uh, there were people mad at me very early on when it came to um, Lynette's daughters and stepdaughters, whatever their relationship was, because people really jumped into that, and I really didn't care. And I had made some comments about some stuff, and people jumped on me. Um, a combat action badge for his PTSD from Call of Duty, right? Uh, uh, and that's involving people who are not involved. Like, I never involved Shara. Shara injected herself. She regrets it now, and she's made amends with Jeremy, and I'm good with that. And she's been attacked, and I will defend Shara. I will. They keep attacking Shara, and I will keep defending her. Um, but yeah, when Shara injected herself, I was like, okay, you're making yourself a target here. Now, would I go after Shara's? Like, I don't care about Shara's whole thing with her divorce and her kid and all that stuff. I really don't. The only time I've ever talked about that was in Shara's, uh, in her page, uh, where she was talking about Jeremy's, and I said, okay, well, should we talk about yours? Because those things are really unfair to talk about, and it's a real scumbag move. Uh, Divorces, custody battles, those things are hard and they're very dirty. And people that try to bring those in are real, real pieces of shit. I'll say that. I mean, you see that with Vomit, with Volpe. I am writing a love letter to Lips though. I'm I started a poem and I started a love letter. I don't know if both will survive, but maybe I'll put the poem in the love letter. And again, someone who wanted to inject herself. And yeah, like, it was funny because Spawn was like, part of his post, because I'd made a post, or I'd responded to Jeremy. He was talking about Stupid Dave. Everyone knows I started my Facebook group. It's currently inactive. No one's actively posting there. I started it in end of June 2023. And it was just funny, this stuff that Lynette was posting. So we just started screenshotting her and John's stuff. It was so crazy. Um, and it's still there. Oh, absolutely, I am, Robert. Uh, but I didn't shut it down. I saved all that stuff, and I gave access to Rosalind because she was doing her timeline. I'm like, here you go, take a look. All these things. It's a natural timeline. As she was posting stuff, we were screenshotting it and throwing it in there. So the day where I post it is normally like the day of or the day after she posted it. And there were other people in there posting as well. And uh, you have a good one, Tommy. Uh, that now serves as a really good archive. I don't like. I've got to go through all the things, and but yeah, Stupid Dave was trying to get into that group, and he was also sending messages and stuff. So I saved a lot of those, and they're in there. I just have to go through them and find them all for Jeremy. There's a lot of messy stuff in there, and that was from June of 2023, and it was probably active until October of 2023. But it shows a lot of this stuff. So it's yeah, it's a really good timeline. And Corpeel just says balls. The show is distracting me from cleaning. Yeah, go clean. Just listen. Tommy Credit. I'm over here now. I can't do dice. Hey, I'm over here now. Hickory dickory duck. Little boy blue. He needed the money. Oh. Uh, that's funny. I have some things in place that might change my work schedule. We'll see. It'll probably be months down the road, but if it does go into effect, uh, my streaming schedule will likely change. So we'll see. Thank you. Thank you for posting comments on X and for sharing it. For those of you on X, yeah, thank you. Uh, I've been trying to. I'm getting close to that 5,000 mark. I'm within 100. Um, but yeah, Spawn was making it like I didn't have those messages from Stupid Dave. It's like, no, I've got them. I just got to go through my archive and find them. It's posted pretty much in chronological order, not any other type of order. But I'll go through. I started going through there yesterday, but I'll go through there and get all the screenshots and send them all to Jeremy. Just, just to show that Stupid Dave was trying, even all the way back then, trying to like talk about Jeremy at every instance. And that's all about the stalking, the tortious interference. Amazon has a COVID survivor. Yeah. Lips's video, yeah, it's pretty damning. It's gonna undo her whole case. Again, it's when you do a defamation lawsuit, you have to have clean hands. So if I'm defaming you and you're defaming me, like, and you go to sue me, it's gonna the judge is gonna be like, you all are crazy. I'm dismissing this, and that's exactly what hers is. But she's claiming Jeremy is defaming her. Calling someone a muppet is not defaming them. It's not. Saying that they look like a muppet, that's not defamation. You might not like it, but that doesn't mean it's defamation. Defamation has to be something that's knowingly false. It can't be opinion. Um, you have to be like making a factual statement. Like if I were to say Jeremy Hales scams people, that's a factual statement. It's untrue, and but it could also be my opinion. Now, if I start doing more things, um, injecting myself, then it becomes tortious interference because while it might be my opinion, I'm not just keeping my opinion to myself. I'm putting it out to the world. I'm trying to influence others. So that's where that becomes tortious interference, and you can't do that. You can't be out there saying don't do business with Jeremy Hales. You could say, hey, there's these cases. Be warned. But like sending things to whatnot, like Bruce was doing, yeah, you can't do that. Yeah, her video, she showed Jeremy as a Nazi, as a Klan member. That is that's way beyond opinion. And the best she could try to defend is say it's satire, but good luck. They think everything we say is defamation, but what they say is freedom of speech. Yeah, like the thing is, like defamation, it has to be malicious. So she sent her letter to Jeremy and Ray Hip uh, the day before she filed her lawsuit. So if you're going to try to prove maliciousness, like if Tammy, if you defamed me, and I sent you a letter and said, hey, cease and desist, there's no weight to that. However, if I send you that and say, hey, within 30 days, take down all the posts that you have about me, stop talking about me, all this stuff, and you don't, now I have just proven malicious intent because I've asked you to stop. And as I've said many times, if you get a cease and desist, you should respond to it. Because at that point, it's a negotiation and say, okay, well, I don't think these things are militia, or I don't think these things are defamation. I will agree to maybe not talk about you in the future, but I won't take down my post. Now, guess what? Now I can argue I am not acting maliciously. I can say, yeah, I believe these things are the truth. This is my opinion, and I'm going to have my opinion. I'm allowed for my opinion. And you've now made that party. Now they have to they've got a much bigger bar to get over to prove maliciousness. But Lynette, when she said she got the cease and desist, she went out there and said, "Oh, my lawyer said to ignore this." No, your lawyer didn't say that. She didn't have a lawyer. Uh, she had all these smart people like Marley Hughes and Paul Hembry, and I'm trying to think Victoria Munsell, who now all of a sudden is playing dumb about all this stuff. Okay, Victoria. If Victoria's doing that because she lives here in California, and cyber stalking rules here in California are a lot easier to go after, and I've already let Jeremy know about that. And he's fully aware. But uh, which I wouldn't be surprised because Victoria has backed off. I wouldn't be surprised if she's one of the moles either. Um, but yeah, like all those people were encouraging Lynette to ignore the cease and desist, saying that has no legal weight. Okay, it's true, it doesn't have legal weight yet. Yet, if you ignore a cease and desist and you keep doing that behavior, you've just given it legal weight because now it can be used to prove intent. And with many of the laws on the books, um, intent is it has to be shown or proven, which is hard to do sometimes. Very hard to do sometimes. Like if I'm, you know, I'm trying to think of a case where maybe I'm doing something that bothers someone, okay? Like mowing my lawn at 6 in the morning. And there's a local law that says I can't mow it before 6:30. And it's annoying to my neighbor. And he says I'm harassing him. Uh, I don't have the intent to harass him. I have the intent to mow my lawn. So if they were to cite me, just as an example, I could say, go into court and say, I didn't have the intent to do that. I just had the intent to mow my lawn because I have to be to work at 7. So I have to get this done. And, th- I could have a defense in there. And that's what is important about intent. Um, a lot of people who are new to these style cases don't realize that. You think someone like Lynette, who has a lot of experience with the government, you think she would, because she's dealt with CPS and authorities, even in Florida. You'd think she would be a little bit smarter, but some people just don't listen, and they have to learn things the really hard way. But the other thing is, people need to get patient. I'm seeing a lot of impatience about these cases. Most of these cases are in federal court. Guess what? Federal court moves very slow. I don't expect there to be anything pre-trial motion, like literally leading into the trial for at least 6 months, like Christmas time. That's when you should expect it. And that's at the earliest. Earliest. I know there's a trial on the docket. Federal trials get moved all the time. Trials get moved all the time. So people need to just calm down, bring it down a bit. Some people have full head full of rocks. Some of those people eat the rocks. Very true. Very true. Um, it's like a guy from the army. He taught me. I don't know if it's the full army, uh, but at least the units he was in, status purple, and because people will be like, "Oh, what's the status on this?" And if it's all jacked up, uh, status purple. Because what does purple mean? Like, it has no meaning. So it's whatever. So we used to, when I was working with him, and he'd be like, "Hey, where are we at on this?" And I'd be like, "It's purple right now." And he'd be like, "Okay, got it." And people would be like, "It's purple? What?" Because like if you say, "Oh, it's yellow," or "It's green," people kind of know what those statuses are. But yeah, and what's funny is in the military we do briefs all the time, and we do uh, a lot of what we call stoplight briefs, where like maybe there's like key things, and we'll put a little button there or a little circle, and it'll look like a stoplight. Some will be red, some will be yellow, some will be green. So that way, the whoever you're briefing, they can very quickly identify, okay, the status of things, what's good, what's needs attention, what's bad. And yeah, imagine like looking at a stoplight thing and someone throws purple in there, and you'll be like, "What? What?" A lot of people. I'm sitting at my local park. A lot of people out here with their dogs. A lot of old people walking. This is one of those parks where they have like the exercise equipment for people to do. I'm glad that they do that. And like that makes more sense than like a lot of people who do stuff. The only other thing that they have here is they have like a concrete cornhole thing. Hey, Patty. Good morning. Like they're solid in the ground. There's also like a pitching net thing here. They've got a lot of good stuff. Um, this is like the premier park in our area. It's got like all this stuff, and there's one other park on the other side of town that has barely like the only thing that has that this one doesn't have is it's got a dog park. That one's so much smaller. Um, I think this area, I think they need to highly invest into bike and golf cart paths because everyone, like, this is an area it's considered economically devastated. Good morning, Georgie. Good morning. Um, yeah, it's considered economically devastated. And California, especially when it comes to cars, they want to like put fees on everybody. So there are a ton of people out here who are driving around without insurance, no registration. I think if we were to just put some golf cart paths, I think you'll see people like riding dirt bikes more, golf carts, e-bikes, stuff like that, and get a lot of these. Get a lot of these cars that shouldn't be on the road, getting them off the road. My 2 cents. I also think golf cart paths promote more economic interests. But yeah, we've got this big path. It ends up being I think it's a mile completely around if you walk it. But there's always people out here walking. I'm gonna end this in a few minutes, just letting everyone know. But yeah, like there's a skateboard park. There's one thing I would love to open up here, and that's a indoor roller rink slash, and the other part do laser tag. Captain Cabald. Oh yeah, yeah. I control Georgie. That was the other thing Spawny said. I control Georgie and Coop be out of fear. First off, ain't nobody can. I don't think Mister Georgie could control Georgie. Uh, and Coop, like Coop's not scared of anyone. Good morning, Greg. Um, so yeah, I find that funny. I'm leading this secret cabal, my cabal, right? AVA. I was talking to a lawyer about him this morning. Totally different thing than what you guys. I'll talk to you about it offline. Good stuff though. Good stuff. Um, it still amazes me when the government takes the side of people who are clearly in the wrong. Bully George, never. Yeah, yeah. If I tried to control George, she'd probably drive across the country and beat the crap out of me. But everybody's scared of what Skipper would do. These people, in their minds, your skit yesterday. I didn't hear the skit. I'll have to check it out. Us peasants are ready for our orders, right? Like, think about that. Like, he calls his he calls his viewers peasants. I call my viewers the support squad. Coop has kooks, and Georgie has her gremlins. Like, see, that just kind of goes to show you, like, some people have a superiority complex. They have to be in charge. I'd pay to watch Georgie do it as well. Paying to watch Georgie beat me up. Yeah, I guess some people would pay for that content. um, but yeah, imagine calling your fans the peasants. Uh, as the young girls would say, that gives me the ick. Oh, were you pretending to be scared? Okay, okay, yeah. Skipper is a bully. Better get the Kool-Aid ready, right? Like, I don't care what people do. Like, that is straight up freedom. That people don't realize that's freedom. Freedom is when no one gives a fuck what you do. Oh yeah, yeah, Stacy. He calls his people, his fans, peasants. Your jawline is so majestic. Okay, right, right. Imagine doing that. Like, when I was in the military, yeah, I was a leader. But the military grooms everyone for leadership roles. If you're in the military, you're gonna be a leader at some point. AVA, apparently we're scared of Skipper, and he's a cult leader. Yep, that's what DJ Radis said. DJ Radis and Spawny. Yeah, I'm. They're all scared of me. I'm in charge. I barely could run my own shit. But as a leader in the military, like, even then, like, I never liked the pomp and circumstance, and those were always the leaders who were all about that. Were the ones that was like, okay, yeah, you got to watch out for that guy. Like, I always expected the Marines, hey, you got to show respect. So you gotta salute. You gotta give the greeting of the day. Those are like the minimums. Do those. Beyond that, do your effing job, and we'll have no problems. That was always my take on all that stuff. But you get some guys who, like, I remember I got to one unit, and they're like, oh, this is where your parking space is. I'm like, my parking space? They're like, yeah. I'm like, I'm the S4 officer. I'm the logistics office. Why do I have a parking space? This is a battalion. Like, and I finally said, I was like, look, that is not my parking space. One of us. One of us. That's not my parking space. That's the office parking space. And I told my Marines, I said, whoever gets here gets here first and opens up the office, that is your parking space for the day. You park there, that's yours. Um, and I had a civilian who opened up the shop most, like 90% of the time. Guess that became his parking space. And I would close up the shop. Like, rarely was I not the last one there. Um, but that was how we covered things. And I was like, look, I don't rate as a captain. I don't rate a parking space. I'm too low ranking. It would be one thing if I was a commander. I, I was okay with the company commanders having their own space. The company commanders, company first shots, like, okay, they are company. They're not like chosen for command, but I'll accept that. But like OPSO, Lago, adjutant, no, we didn't rate parking spaces. All we were doing was fucking up parking. That's all we were doing. Yeah. Oh yeah. We all dug our graves. We're all gonna regret it. He's putting it to bed. Like, how many times has he put it to bed now? Are we up to like the teens? I know he says it every stream. Oh, you're not gonna like what's coming, sunshine. And then he goes on and starts talking about stuff that he claims I did, and that's proof. Lynette used to do that. Like, she used to like make a post and say what Jeremy said was a lie. And then when people would be like, no, it's the truth, and she's like, I just gave you proof. No, you just told us. That's not proof. You see the same stuff out of things, out of people. Well, I'm looking at the time. I gotta get going, folks. I enjoyed this. I will probably be doing, if I do this tomorrow, it'll be from the car as well, because I got the little man and dropping him off school. So it comes right at the time where I normally do my coffee. So I'm like, okay, I'll do it from the car after I drop him off. So there we go. It only makes it hard because of the things, and I can't share it out as much. But if you guys share it for me, I do appreciate it. I like how he calls himself the truth seeker, but can't give us the truth on his service. Right? Right? Isn't that funny? Yeah. I'm the truth seeker. Can you post proof of your service? Oh, you're blocked from my chat. Like, people just asking a question gets you blocked from his chat. He's still allowed in the chat here. He'll never come back on the show. Like, and he still doesn't get that. He thinks that being in the chat means you're on the show. No. None of you guys in the chat are on the show. I'm on the show. If Georgie comes in on camera, then you're on the show. If you can hear your voice or see you, you're on the show. Spawn characters butter. But yeah, he can come into the comments whenever the hell he wants, as long as he follows the rules. But he won't do that. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being here. And